Bumper, the car show. Drive in anxious and cruise out confident. With the best automotive information for your vehicle. And now your hosts, Matt Allen and Dave Riccio.
Yeah! Good morning, everyone. Repair, replace, Bumper to Bumper Radio. I'm Dave Riccio. Over there's Matt Allen. And we're your KTAR car guys every Saturday, 11 to noon. Thanks for being with us at Bumper to Bumper Radio. We are helping you, the motoring public, has a better overall car experience. If you got car questions, we've got answers, or at least we'll make some up. So we encourage you to give us a call at 602-277-5827. That's 602-277-KTAR. Text questions to 411-923. Heck, you might even win something today on the roadmap. We have the email of the week. Open phones and texts. Should you repair or replace your car or drive it off a cliff? Your car, when you face a large auto repair. I think a child wrote this. Here's my co-host, Matt Allen.
My name is Matt Allen. If you don't think your car is broke enough, bring it down to my shop, and you'll be amazed on how much I can break that thing.
Well, we're proud of you, Matt. You've spent 5 days in the business, and look at you. You've done come up like 7 up. All right, let's get to your call, 602-277-5827. From conculator valves to flux capacitors and anything in between, it is Bumper to Bumper Radio.
It's dual overhead mouse traps. How many times do I have to tell you? And it's Riccio, not Riccio.
You didn't write it on the notes, dude.
You have to have a name or pronunciation for a name for at least 12 months to be able to require everybody to know it.
Okay.
Did you just have a name change?
I think this came up last April, but it is April Fool's Day. That's why.
We were taking tryouts to help us out when we want to take a break, and obviously these guys are not in
You
line.
guys did not make the cut.
We're crushing it over here, man. We are absolutely crushing it over here. We're ready to take some calls, man. If I can screw up a car better than two of you slappies, I promise.
Hey, I think there is a caller for you, Mike. You ready? I don't know who it is.
Let's go for it. Hello. Welcome to Bumper Radio. How may I assist you?
Yeah, hello. I've been trying to change that oil filter on my Tesla Model S, and I can't find it, you know? Hey, can you help me out with that?
Have you lifted up the skirt and checked out the back?
Yeah, I did. You know, it was right under the inverter to the doozy watch it generator.
Yeah, have you tried?
I would actually look through the exhaust pipe.
It's all ball bearings. It's all ball bearings these days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I
check
did
the
burn
Fetzer
myself
valve
on the exhaust system.
Oy vey.
Well,
How did I do on my first call, guys?
You did pretty good, but today what we really want to talk about is we want to talk about the used truck you bought.
Oh, we're gonna talk. We're really gonna talk about my truck?
I actually want to talk about the Ruth Chris dinner that you owe me, Dave.
Wait,
okay,
what?
I brokered the deal.
Oh yeah,
to get Mike
for Russell's last car. And how much money have you made on that over the
Seriously.
years? Like you owe me.
Yeah. We just keep one of the two cars at Dave's shop all the time.
Oh, yeah. No, so we can just rotate them out. So one's broken, he drops it off, picks up the other one. We fix that. We just continually rotate
I'm with it.
Mike Russell's cars at Tri-City Transmission.
You keep on doing that, Dave, you'll be broke too, just like the cars working on it.
That's true. Well, today, before these two guys showed up on April 1st, I thought we'd talk about replace a car. And this comes up because I had a customer this week. Trailblazer, 110,000 miles, transmission's bad. It's going to be $2,800 plus it needs an air condition repair for $1,000, right? So they're like, well, why do we put $4,000 in this one? We'll just go get another good used Trailblazer for $5,000.
It's a great idea.
And I'm thinking to myself,
Bad idea. Bad idea?
Bad idea?
You're thinking I got a mortgage payment. I got to put my kids through school. So yeah, we need to sell the heck out of this new transmission.
But I'm thinking that doesn't make any sense. So I hear this all the time. People say, "Oh, I'm not going to fix it. I'm just going to go get another good used car." And now with Mike Russell here, I know what that's like because Mike decided he wanted a pickup truck with 4 doors. He started talking to me about it maybe 2 years ago.
Yeah, I know.
He's like, "Keep your eyes peeled for a good used 4-door pickup truck." And I'm like, people just aren't getting rid of those things. And he's like, no. Every time I come in here, I start ducking him. It's starting to get awkward. Like, dude, I got no luck finding you a pickup truck. He's like, find me a pickup truck. So the idea that people are going to just run out and go buy another good used car. I just bought a used car. It took me 3 weeks. and I got time, and I know what I'm doing, it still took me 3 weeks. And my price tag went, I'm just going to spend $6,500. $6,500, I was looking at those, I'm like, no. Then it was 8. Then it was 12, and I ended up spending $17,000 on a used vehicle.
Man, look at you!
Wow.
I know, but it's hard to jump out and go buy a good used vehicle. It took me 3 weeks, and I know what I'm doing. I know
used vehicles a pain in the butt. That's why I ended up with my truck because I found one. I'm like, yay, it drives. I want it. Here's my money.
And you end up making a bad decision because you've been at it. You were at it for like a month. He'd call all the time. Well, hey, Dave, what do you think about this truck? And I look at the ad and be like, the guy's lying. It's not, I can tell in 2 seconds whether it's a good ad or a bad ad, right, on the truck. And I kept shooting everything down, and Matt even went out and looked at a couple of trucks with him.
Yeah.
And finally, he just was so hungry for this 4-door truck, he finally got one. He's like, it's mine.
Yes.
And he took it, and he's like, whatever's wrong with it, I'm sure Dave can fix it. He literally
you got to set out with the right plan, right? That's not the right plan.
That's not the right plan. But it was one of those deals when somebody has this new baby, and they bring it home, and it looks all cute, and you kind of look in on it, and you want to wince, but you know you can't,
No one will tell you your baby's ugly, right?
So he shows up in his truck, and I jump in it, and I start it up, and the first thing I notice is this thing shakes like it's way out of balance. He goes, what do you think? Can you fix that? Uh-huh.
Yeah.
We're going down.
Is that what you sound like with all the parts bills that come for that?
Oh, my gosh. And so we're driving down the road, and I hit the brakes, and he's like, you can fix that, right? I'm like, uh-huh. The only thing that successfully has been fixed on that car is the brakes. Would you agree?
You did a great job on the brakes. You did a bang-up job on the brakes.
The brakes came out great, but this car was so hodgepodge together. I mean, it literally had like 5 different engines put into this car to make this thing work. Now, we finally gave up on the truck. I mean, we literally punted. I've never punted before on a vehicle, but Mike Russell's used vehicle is my first punt. I mean, we were dropping back and punting.
Yeah.
I think what you said, though, David, goes back to your point. You took 3 weeks to find a car, and Mike wasn't in the position where he had to buy a car. He just made a mistake.
No, I was in a position where I had to buy a car. I was
really had to have it. And that's my point.
I gave him my old one to pay for what he was doing to the truck.
So you got screwed double.
I still got that car in my lot.
Can I have my car back?
But my point is, so he needed to buy something, and that's when people make the mistake. They need to buy something. You didn't need to buy something. So when we're talking to these customers who have their car in the shop and they say, maybe it's not even broken down. It just needs some things. I'll just go buy a new one. Or in the case that it is broken down, I'll just go get a used car. You already own a good used car.
Right.
And you're better off in many cases to fix that because – and even if you've got to fix it because you're only going to buy yourself some time because it's when you're in a crunch is when you make bad choices.
Bad knee-jerk reaction is a bad purchase, especially on a used car, and he's nodding his head over there.
I'm an example of that.
He's the walk of shame on the used car that he bought.
The drive of shame.
So Matt, when you talked about this, going out and buying a used car, and I always take a look at, if I buy a car and I have to finance it, okay, what's my payment going to be? And then I take a look at what it's going to cost to fix my car, do a little division.
Wait, who does this math? Who does this math?
My wife.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No,
I figure then I know at least how many months that I got to have these repairs work.
Sure.
So at least I could break even.
Well, and and take Dave's car for example. He went out this weekend, bought, paid $17,000 or whatever for this used car. Was already more than the budget they originally wanted, and then he had to spend another $1,000 on tires.
Tires right off the bat.
So I promise you that when you're buying a new car, a used car, just set aside $1,000. Knock your budget back just a little bit because I promise you that no one goes and takes their used car and fixes everything on it and makes it perfect to then sell it to you at a good deal.
Well, mine has a lot of new parts on it, so somebody's going to look out. Somebody's going to look out.
In your case, you try to fix the car by putting all these new
And if you'd
parts
like to buy Mike Russell's car, go ahead and text CAR to 411-923 and make him an offer.
Text lemon to 411-923. That's lemon.
Dave Riccio will inspect it and give you an honest opinion of it.
Are you back to wearing regular underwear after that, or you still got the pads?
Wow.
He's got one of those donuts, right?
And when people that we know buy cars, we're always like, please let us check it out first because we know if there's something wrong with it, we're going to end up fixing it, and it's going to be a friend. It's like you're going to start ducking him at the barbecue. Hey, by the way, Dave, got to go.
That's what I would text Dave or call him about 3 days later. I'd call him again. He'd then answer. Well, what happened was
it was a painful experience. He calls me back. He goes to trade this car in, right?
Yeah. Oh, here we
go. And he goes to trade it in because I'm like, just trade it in.
Yeah.
He goes to trade it in you were at Belford, right?
Belford, of course. Yeah.
Belford, you're going to get a new Ford vehicle. You're going to trade in the old Ford truck that you're just hoping they don't look at it too close. And they go, well, it's a C-Box, right?
What?
C-Box.
Yeah,
so
I said, what is that? That sounds great. Do I get more money for that?
Mileage unverified.
Oh, my God.
The only good thing about that truck is it had a brand new Interstate Battery in it from Tri-City Transmission.
Nice, yes, it did.
And that's the nicest thing about that truck. I mean, the whole truck, throw it out, but take the battery out before we get
Well, you take the battery
and the timing chain.
It's April Fool's and we're fooling around, but don't be the June or July fool with the dead battery.
Oh, yeah.
You got to get in. It's a bumper-to-bumper shop, your shop. Get in somewhere where they sell interstate batteries and have your battery tested.
And especially if you're new to town, because people move here all the time from these nice climates, and they have no idea what's going to – I mean, I'm like, where'd you move from? Well, Southern California. Why would you leave Southern California to come here?
I got a whole long list of reasons.
Well, no, I know. Anyhow. Well, when we come back, we are taking your phone calls, even though we got these two hoodlums in here at 602-277-5827, 602-277-KTAR. You're listening to Matt and Dave, your KTAR car guys on Bumper to Bumper Radio.
Arizona teachers play a huge role in shaping the future of our state, yet they're underappreciated and underpaid. KTAR News and Mac and Gatos are paying tribute to a teacher each month with $1,000, and we need your help to make it happen. If you know of an Arizona teacher who could use a pay raise, text TEACHER to 411-923 or go to ktar.com/teacher and nominate an outstanding teacher now. Mac and Gatos pay tribute to a teacher. Text TEACHER to 411-923.
Golf fans, Bunker to Bunker, the golf show's charity golf tour is back. We kick off our 2017 season at the spectacular Wickenburg Ranch Golf and Social Club on Sunday, April 30th for our two-man scramble benefiting the Folds of Honor Foundation. Tourney includes lunch, prizes, and a bounce-back gift, all for just $99. This is the golf course that everyone is raving about. Space is limited and this event always sells out quickly. So grab your partner and register today. For more information, registration, and 2017 event calendar, go to bunkergolf.com.
Trust. It's hard to earn and sometimes even harder to find. If you live or work in downtown Phoenix, Matt Allen's Virginia Auto Service is celebrating over 20 years of award-winning service at the corner of 7th Street and Virginia. Recognized as one of the best service shops in the country, their customers have come to trust Virginia Auto Service for its A+ rating by the BBB, 2-year 24,000-mile warranties, and free transportation to and from your home or office. 20+ years of earning your trust. Virginia Auto Service. They're serious about service.
Darling, you got to let me know. Should I stay or should I go?
Well, welcome back to Bumper Radio. I am Dave Riccio, joined by my lookalike, Dave Riccio.
That's right. A very good-looking Dave Riccio.
There's a reason he's on radio. And then we've got Matt Allen, and we've got the secondary Matt Allen. These guys are going to help us help you with your car. We just kind of want the novice input on this whole situation. So maybe
when we say layperson, we really mean layperson.
Man, this is we help them out with ratings, Whiny, and this is what we get.
I know. So we are actually, we may be joking around a little bit, but seriously, if you got a car question, maybe you got a noise or a squickety squawk or a little vibration in your car, or maybe you're faced with a big repair on your car that you're not sure, should I fix the car? Shouldn't I fix the car? Is it time to punt, put it out to pasture? What do you want to do with this car? Give us a call at 602-277-5827, 602-277-KTAR. You can also text us if you're real shy at 411-923, but we prefer to talk to you in person because that makes us feel good.
I'm not sure what to do here because normally I'm out in the hallway calling you guys. So it looks like I have callers. So do I come from inside the studio or do I leave like I normally do?
I don't know, but I can tell that you guys are with us.
This is Bill from Tempe. I have a Chevy Trailblazer, and the brakes are making a squeaking sound every time I'm ghost riding the whip.
Ghost riding the whip.
I don't even get that.
Neither do I.
There's a lot of people that understand what ghost riding the whip is. Come on.
Well, I'm going to go on the outdoor show today. I'm going to pretend to be you.
Yes,
let's see what happens.
Okay, go for it,
So
buddy.
if you're bumper-to-bumper listeners...
You got to know more about it than I do. After it, kid.
And you want the...
I just don't even know what to say.
And you haven't listened to the Get Outdoor show because you heard Mike's on it.
Yeah.
It's going to be good today because I will be there.
Dave Riccio. Artist formerly known as Riccio.
We'll be talking about hunting Sasquatch.
Yeah, of course we are. Yes, from the swampy squatch over there.
Well, I can tell. The phones are indicative of the fact that you're here because there's no calls.
There are no calls.
But 602-277-5827. If you'd like to have the outdoor guy or his business time guy give a shot at your car repair, they might be able to do that.
Here's why, guys. You're just not giving out the number right. Can I teach you the radio version of how to do that?
Please do so.
602-277-5827 is the number, 602-277-KTAR. Or text your questions at 411-923. That's 602-277-5827, 602-277-KTAR for all of your car needs.
Well, I have a question.
And they're lighting up.
We've already got Manny in Tempe. He's got a 2004 Xterra.
Well, hold on. Mike over here had a question, though.
Wait, that's
so. One of the things that always bothers me, and it's a pet peeve of mine, is these dealerships that put their logos or the emblems on the back of the car. And so now I have to drive around advertising for them. Can we remove that?
Why wouldn't you? It's your car.
Like the little stick. He's talking about like the metallic ones that are, like my Cardinals one on the back.
the little badge or the
sticker. Stick them on the trunk.
You pull it off and wax it or something? Or what do
you got to be careful. I mean, wait till it's summertime, nice and hot out. That baby will just peel right off in the afternoon. Use a little bit of...
Has anyone ever gone into the dealership and said, listen, I'll buy the car, but you remove this.
Yeah, get this
or pay me to advertise for you.
I don't know about that, but I bet if it came down to making the deal, they'll just polish that baby right off of there.
Yeah, that's the first thing...
I'm Mike Weinstein of Business Time. You pay me to advertise for you. My goodness. Do you know who I am, good sir? Don't you know? I'm kind of a big deal.
All right, it's Manny's turn in Tempe. Manny. All right.
Hey, Manny, welcome to Bumper Radio. How can we help you on a 2004 Xterra?
Yes, sir. Well, I ran a code and it has P1143 on it, and every time I'm at a red light, it kind of stalls. Not doesn't stall, but it kind of shakes and it sputters, and then and that's what it does.
Do you have the definition on that 1143? I don't have that one off the top of my head.
Yeah, it indicates that with a vehicle driven above a specific speed for a predetermined period of time, the PCM detected that the bank 1 sensor, one heated oxygen sensor signal did not reach its minimum and maximum limits during the comprehensive comp.
I feel like we're listening to Apollo 13.
Wow.
Right now.
Yeah. This stuff is
failure's not an option.
Complicated. Anytime there's a code for a oxygen sensor heater, you're typically going to have a relay or probably the oxygen sensor heater element. And what that is, the older style oxygen sensors just had one wire, and an oxygen sensor produces a voltage based on the oxygen content of the exhaust. And the newer ones have heaters in them because we want to get the car up to operating temperature as fast as we can. And usually that heater element is what goes bad.
What do you think, Russell? You think that was a good answer?
Well, I think there was a lot of big words, and I'm going to go with Matt on that one. I'm going to go with Matt. Matt wins.
Point,
Matt.
Do you have your sign?
No, he has. He stole my sign. That's my sign.
But why would there be shaking if it's a heating and cooling element?
And he's already on the road, so obviously it should be heated up by this point. No? Or is there only one heating element? Is there only one heating element?
They may not necessarily be related. So I think when the O2 is out, it may be going in a fail-safe or predetermined deal because we don't have a good O2 to talk to. So that's possibly a problem. But it knows the O2 sensor is bad, but it may not, It could be running rough for other reasons.
No, I don't know. Please tell me.
Okay, I'm trying to fill you. I don't know, but that's what that's the used car. That's the used car I bought.
When they say,
is a Nissan Xterra, and I got to tell you what, I test drove 10 of them. They all kind of had a rough idle. It just wasn't a smooth vehicle. The engine runs like a top 4-liter, but not so smooth on the idle situation.
Yeah. But don't go out and just replace an oxygen sensor. That's what many times happens. People go out to the parts store or whatever, and they pull the code, and it's an oxygen sensor code. It could be the circuit. It could be, like I said, it could be the relay. The sensor very well could be bad.
So I'm this guy. If you tell me not to go get a sensor, just go pick one up from Pep Boys or something like that, I bring it to you. What am I mean, is there something big that I could be looking at?
Well, there's going to be anything in that circuit. It could be anything from the computer, the wiring in between, the relay, or the oxygen sensor. Now, that might be a $150 part. In some cases, they're less money. In some cases, they're more money. Hey, if you want to take a stab at it, it's a little bit of a gamble. You might have to go to a shop.
I'm done gambling. We covered that already.
Right, yeah.
Done with the gamble.
Hey, don't take Mike Russell to look at a used vehicle, that's for sure.
But your weather is great.
We got Vince, Cheryl, Sean, and let's get Steve. He's got an 07 Nissan Titan. Today's Nissan Day. Hey, Steve, you got some sort of O2 sensor problem with that thing?
No, sir. I've got a clicking behind the dash when I change from change the vents over, or even when I shut the vehicle off, the clicking will continue.
That's called a turn signal, sir. It's rarely used here in the state of Arizona, but the clicking you're hearing is your turn signal. I kid. Dave.
That's going to be the actuator for the air conditioner. Their actuator's an electric motor, and there's 2 or 3 electric motors in most dashboards. And what they do, there's a mode door, which is going to move it from feet level to dash level to defroster level, so you can move that, that little picture of the feet and the arrows. That's what that is. And then there's a blend door, and that motor, what that's going to do is mix hot and cold air to give you the temperature you want. And these cars that have his and hers air conditioning, they start getting more complicated. There's more pieces in there. But that's what's going on. So you're hearing that motor try and operate, and it's not doing the thing. And I don't know how many Nissan Titans I've heard that clickety-clickety-click. Some people just live with it. And I'm like, I can't deal with squeaks.
Pretty common problem in the General Motors cars. Not a whole lot necessarily in the Nissan products. We don't see them go bad. And there's little plastic gears in there. That's what the noise is. There's a drive gear and a driven gear, I guess. And they strip out, or maybe even the door binds up and causes it to strip out. So you might have a cause and effect thing in there too.
Can it cause further problems if it does break?
Yeah, if it actually breaks the door in there. Some of them are easy to get to, and they're readily accessible, and some you got to pull the whole dashboard out of the car to get to them. So anyhow, when we come back, we've got Mike and Wine in here trying to help you with your car. 602-277-5827. You listen to Matt and Dave on Bumper to Bumper Radio.
Start your Monday morning with the latest breaking news, plus traffic and weather every 6 minutes on the Valley's only all-news morning show, Arizona's Morning News. Monday morning 5 till 9 on Arizona's news station, KTAR News 92.3 FM, and streaming live on the KTAR News app.
It sounds like they've just had the accurate automotive experience. We're family-owned and operated and have served the Mesa, Tempe, Gilbert communities for over 22 years. We focus on building long-lasting relationships and, listening to you so that we can understand, meet, and exceed your expectations. One location, 14 bays, 88 years of automotive expertise, and a passionate commitment to customer service and excellence. My name is Lee Weatherby, and I approve this message because it's true. We love what we do, and we want to do it for you. Accurate Automotive, the home of friends serving friends.
Hi, I'm Dave Riccio, owner of Tri-City Transmission. Well, you may have come to know us for being a transmission expert. What you may not know is that our customers regularly ask us why we don't perform repairs to the rest of the vehicle. You guys are so great. Why work on just the transmission? Well, the request became hard to ignore, and 3 years ago, we began to build an infrastructure to perform general automotive repair. We weren't going to do general repair if we couldn't be great at it. So in 2013, we began the soft opening of Tri-City Auto Repair on Smith Road. We brought on ASE Master Technicians to work side by side with our Master Transmission Technicians. The combination of the best in both of these trades has created a synergy that allows us not only to fix your transmission, but to service and repair your whole car, and to do it well. Let's face it, the modern car has become so integrated. We believe all of our expert knowledge puts us ahead of the curve. Find us at TricityTransmission.com or TempeAutoRepairShop.com. That's TempeAutoRepairShop.com.
There's nothing more important than family. Hi, Kurt Rock for Kurt's Auto Repair. Family owned and operated and bumper-to-bumper radio preferred. We've been taking care of Valley families and their auto care needs with a perfect Better Business record for over 27 years. Come experience the difference our ASE MasterTechs can make for you and your family at Kurt's Auto Repair. Just east of I-17 at 22nd Avenue and Bell Road, or online at mycarhurts.com. Gas or diesel, foreign or domestic. If your car hurts, take it to Kurt's.
Arizona's news station. KTAR. On air, 92.3 FM. Online at KTAR.com. And streaming live on the KTAR News app. Your breaking news and traffic. Now.
It's 11:30. I'm Tom Perumian. Here's our top story. Colombian President Juan Manuel Santos says at least 127 people have been killed after intense rains triggered an avalanche of mud and water from overflowing rivers that swept through a small city. Santos arrived at the disaster zone today, warning the death toll could rise as the search for survivors continues. New information about why you're no longer able to carry some laptops on certain flights to the United States. ISIS may have gotten a hold of airport screening equipment to test new bombs. How could that happen?
They may have captured airports either within Iraq or within Syria and taken the screening equipment out of those airports and are using that to develop their bomb-making capabilities.
That's Stephen Ganyard, a retired Marine pilot and ABC News aviation contributor. Well, week by week, country by country, the Pentagon is quietly seizing more control over war-fighting decisions. It's sending hundreds of troops to war with little public debate and seeking greater authority to battle extremists across the Middle East and Africa. The changes are from President Donald Trump's first 2 months in office, underscoring his willingness to let the Pentagon manage its own day-to-day combat. But delegating more authority to the Pentagon comes with its own military and political risks. Now let's get a check on traffic. Here's Mike Daniels in the RMEGold.com Traffic Center. Mike.
Well, thanks, Tom. We have crash blocking HOV lane 10 westbound at 7th Avenue. Wreck blocking the right lane 60 westbound west of Mill Avenue. And then vehicle fire 59th Avenue and Buckeye. This report brought to you by Trajan Wealth. Call today to find out about a guaranteed 6% growth on your retirement with a 10% upfront bonus. Call 480-990-3300 for more information. That's 480-990-3300. I'm Mike Daniels, KTAR News.
Partly cloudy today, clearing up by later this afternoon. We'll see clear skies overnight and a warmer Sunday in store. Right now, 70 degrees in Surprise. Weather brought to you by Howard Air. I'm Tom Perumian on Arizona's news station, KTAR News.
The Valley's only all-news morning show is on Arizona's news station.
With traffic and weather every 6 minutes and the latest breaking news on your way to work.
Start your day with Arizona's morning news.
Weekdays 5 till 9 on Arizona's news station.
KTAR News.
On 92.3 FM and streaming live on the KTAR News app.
Hi, Lisa Henry with Russ Lyon Sotheby's International Realty. Have you been thinking maybe the time is right to move, but you're not sure if you have enough equity in your home or if it really is a good time? Well, home values have increased significantly over the past few years, and interest rates are still historically low. For how long? No one knows. But for every 1% increase in the interest rate, the result is about a 10% loss in purchasing power. So it might be a really great time to sell your home and either upsize or downsize to a new home while the interest rates are still low. Contact me via my website at lisareneehenry.com or direct at 480-330-9530 for a no-obligation market valuation on your home and to hear about our global online marketing plan designed to sell your home quickly for top dollar. Again, that's lisareneehenry.com, 480-330-9530. Come experience the difference a truly customer-focused real estate agent can make.
Hi, I'm Kurt Morgan, owner of Shadow Mountain Auto Service in Phoenix. I'm also a college automotive instructor, and I've been a technician for over 30 years. In that time, I've seen all kinds of games and gimmicks in the auto repair business, the worst of which seems to be associated with transmissions. I think it's because, to most, including technicians, the inside of a transmission is a mystery. So when one of our valued customers has a transmission problem, we send them straight to Tri-City Transmission. No games, no gimmicks. That's Tri-City Transmission.
Fix it or forget it. This is the show that'll help you decide what to do with your car. Bumper to Bumper Radio. KTAR News on 92.3 FM.
Well, welcome back to Bumper Radio. I am Dave Riccio.
Can we leave
here
now?
along with Matt Allen. I've got Mike Russell Riccio. And I got Mike Weinstein Allen.
I kept my name.
He's blaming the bad radio on us.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, we're the ones that are chained to the desk here. We can't leave.
I miss the days of old when you guys were in. I was going to say behind us, but
Wow.
you came in after us. It was always a lot of fun having Mike and
Whiny.
Yeah, the old days.
It was,
Yeah,
you know, I found
Mike
it
and
mildly
Whiny.
entertaining. Yeah, it was good.
mildly entertaining.
Wow. Wow. 8 out of 10 preferred us over dead air. So it was really cool.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, we've got Andy, we've got Rick, we've got Cheryl, and we've got Vince.
Let's start with Cheryl, only if it's a Volkswagen. Start
Okay.
with Cheryl.
You know what?
Hey, it is a Volkswagen.
It is.
Volkswagen.
All right, Cheryl.
All right, Cheryl, 2017 VW Beetle. You're on Bumper to Bumper Radio. What can we help you with?
Good morning. I have a question about my tires. This is the first time I had a new vehicle where they put nitrogen in the tires, and I wondered the purpose for that, and do I need to do anything different now that there's nitrogen in there as far as maintaining or putting air in them?
No, I'll apologize in advance just in case these two guys chime in.
No, I'm excited. My sister just bought a new Explorer, and they said that, and I froze up, and I don't even know what that
Nitrogen.
means. Yeah,
well,
I'm
we're
like, what do we
right
do?
now we're breathing 21% oxygen,
Here we
and
go.
they're about the balance of nitrogen, 79, if my math is correct.
Bill Nye the Science Guy.
And
over here,
I
yeah.
learned from Weinstein over here the math on from the last segment. So you're already breathing nitrogen anyway.
Okay.
The reason we're putting nitrogen in the tires is it's clean, it's pure, it's fresh. The nitrogen molecule is larger, so it takes longer or it doesn't permeate out of the tire like regular air. So I
Wow.
did some studies in my shop. We do it at my shop. We did our loaner cars. We did the left side tires with normal compressed air. We did the right side with nitrogen, and they do hold air longer. So it's ideal if where you're getting your oil services done, if they're topping them off with nitrogen when it needs it. But again, if you get in a jam and need air pressure in the tire, just air it up. It's already 80%
Wow.
anyway.
Wow, I didn't.
So
I honestly didn't know that.
That's the answer, Cheryl. The other bit of advice I would give you on your brand new Volkswagen, because we see a lot of these and work on a lot of it at my shop. I don't care what Volkswagen says when to change the oil. Do it on that car every 5,000 miles, please, starting from your first oil change. Just go 5,000. Every 5,000.
Spoiler
no matter
alert,
what.
they lied about the emissions. I'm just going to throw it out there. Little spoiler alert.
Well,
Well,
it sounds like
she's not
I
in it.
put
Not in
polonium hydrofluoride in my tires.
Right? Is that what they put in your new tires you got the other day? That's
right.
The polonium?
Oh, my
Polonium.
gosh.
It's right up there. It's a little more expensive than unattainium, but it's pretty important.
Or the unattainable. That's tough, too.
Yes, Cheryl. so
Cheryl,
there's-
sorry about this. Please listen next
We're just
week.
trying to have some fun,
You know,
Cheryl.
if you guys notice, though, when they do put hydrogen, or nitrogen, sorry, hydrogen's
Wow.
not good, they put little green valve caps on
Yes.
the tires.
I
The
didn't
valve
know.
caps are
See,
green, so
that's
they
what
know.
I didn't know, and this happened 2 days ago.
Yeah.
This is impressive. Yeah.
Green, sometimes I've seen blue. If you put hydrogen in the tires, they lift the car very high off the ground.
I run helium, I get better gas mileage. 602-277-5827. We're going to go with Vince in Peoria. That's your side of town, Mike.
That's West Side's the best side. Welcome,
yeah.
Vince.
01 Lincoln Continental. How can
Yes.
we help you, Vince? You're on Bumper to Bumper Radio with Mike and Whiny.
Yes, good morning. I have an issue with my power windows. All 4 of the windows were working, and all of a sudden 3 of them stopped except for the driver's window. I changed the switch block, and I still had the same issue, just the driver's window. I also then changed the control module that hooks up to the switch block, and still the same issue. I'm stumped.
You know, I was thinking immediately it was going to be the master switch. That's the one on the driver's door. That's the master switch.
correct.
It controls them all. Everything flows through that. So I'm thinking the other ones aren't working. That was a good first guess.
Do they roll down from the other windows or nothing at all?
No, nothing from the other 3 switches. Nothing from the door switches.
The thing that I see that tends to be a problem in these things is all these doors have the wiring going right through the door jamb. Okay, and that goes right up to the master switch.
Mm-hmm.
And so that door, it's a 2001, has probably been open at least 10 times over the last 16
Something
years.
like that, yeah.
So those wires in there, they kind of fray and chafe.
It's like a paperclip. You can only bend it so many times before it breaks. The odd thing is that they all three went out at one time. So we know it's not a window. Well, we very highly probable, extremely, that it's not a motor or a regulator or any one of the individual switches. It's something that all three have in common, like Dave's saying. So,
but I think the power, right? Yeah, I'm thinking right there. That's just my guess.
Sure.
And if I was a betting man.
Well, Vince, the thing to do, you need to get out. I mean, if this is something you're going to attempt to repair, it's just like going for a drive. You need to know where you're going. You need to get a map, which in the car is a wiring diagram. Get a wiring diagram, and what you need to look for is what do those other three windows have in common? What is that? And start tracing that back, and I suspect you're going to find maybe a blown fuse or not likely, though. I think some of those power window motors had little circuit breakers that you can reset. You're going to find a bad wire, bad connection, bad ground somewhere.
What do you think, Russell?
I'm going with him. I tuned out when he started talking about what he just talked.
I'd sell the car. Mike Russell's in the market for a car.
Hey, you know what? Russell's F-150 is 3 years newer. It's a 2004, right?
Yes.
2004. So it is 4-door. What it comes with is kind of interesting. There's a little agitation that it does at idle.
It's like it's like getting a massage when you're getting a pedicure.
Yeah, right. So don't put your beer on the passenger seat because it's going to shake it up.
Totally does.
And that's going to be a big
easy.
problem.
We don't drink and drive.
Thanks for the call, Vince. 602-277-5827. Let's go with Andy in Gilbert. He's got a 2014 Toyota Corolla. How can we help you, Andy? You are on Bumper to Bumper Radio.
Yeah, thanks, guys. So I have a 2014 Corolla, and I also have a 2013 Sienna. My question is regarding the oil. It says 0W20. Do I really need to continue to do 0W20, or can I opt to do something else?
Why wouldn't you want to do 020 and do something else?
I have no idea because it's significantly more expensive.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you really should stick with the oil that came in the car. The 020s are all going to be synthetic, so they probably want 020 in that car from the factory. It's going to all your fuel mileage ratings and everything else are based off of having that oil in the car, the longevity of the oil change. So I would stick with the 020. That's just what you need to do. And then you don't need to be changing it every 3,000 miles. So I'd probably go to a 5,000-mile oil change.
Yeah. That was my next question about how many miles in between oil changes.
Yeah, I like just doing 5,000. Try and get it close to an even number on the odometer, and then it's just easy math.
Is that the same on both the synthetic and the non-synthetic? Is just 5,000 is a good number, or are we sticking with the 3 on the non-synthetic?
I go personally synthetic 5,000 miles in my own vehicle. Okay. Now
I go 10, 12, whatever I get around to do it.
Yeah, Matt's kids go without shoes because he makes shoes for a living.
Right. But it depends. I also base off the condition of the car. Sometimes we're not changing the oil because the oil is worn out or anything like that. On a higher mileage car, it's just if someone's trying to keep their car on the road, we need to get an eye looking at that car more often. And what better way to do that with a cheap oil change? I mean, $30, it's insurance. A lot of those can go 5,000 miles instead of 3. But again, it's just having a trained eye looking at the car. Sometimes you see these BMWs and stuff that have an annual oil change. Something fails on the car is breaking down around the oil change, but nobody's looking at it. And a lot of expensive repairs can be prevented just simply by having a trained eye look at the car more often.
And I learn a lot from you.
Yes.
What about...
If you could see, and I know this is radio, let me pull back the curtain, how lovingly the two were looking into each other's eyes right there. I learned so much from you. It was awkward. Yeah, it was.
He's mesmerized.
If we weren't chained to this desk, I'd have been running out of this joint.
So what about gas? My wife a couple years ago bought it.
Don't eat burritos.
Don't lay off the free foliage.
A lot of nitrogen there.
You fill a tire with it.
Has a blue valve stab, too. But
that might be methane. How is that?
Happy April Fool's, everybody.
You started with a question.
Yeah. So she bought an Infiniti a couple years ago, and so we have this debate all the time because she's under the impression, because the dealership told her she needs to have the premium gas, the higher octane. Does that really make a difference?
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. But it shouldn't be on a higher revving engine, though. A normal just around the town grocery getter should not be. You should put premium. No.
Put in exactly what there's probably most cars have a sticker on the fuel lid door.
Right.
Sometimes it's on the driver's door jam. Yeah, if it says 91 octane, you want to use the 91 octane.
Really?
And I would say luxury vehicles tend to have that premium gas sticker on them because they're just a little higher compression motor. And
well, but you know what? Not so fast, Dave. You take some of these Fiats, you get your smaller displacement turbo, like your Chevy Cruze. But
isn't that a higher revving engine, though?
It can be, yeah. So in
Okay.
those cases, but Dave was referring into the luxury arena. These cars now are coming with direct injection, small displacement. They're really trying to wring everything they can out of them. So they want better fuel.
And
But
back to your last phone call, that's why the thinner oil. They actually get better gas
Yeah.
mileage with thinner oil. That's where your 0-20 comes in.
Exactly. And on the same token, if your car doesn't require premium fuel, don't put it in. It's not going to help it run better or anything else. Now, if it does, you've got to go fix the problem. If you put, like, for example, your car's pinging or detonating, and you go
Detonating?
put it, when you're towing your boat up the hill, kind of rattling.
Oh, okay. That's detonating?
Well, pre-ignition, detonation.
Okay, that sounds, okay.
Kind of like the hydrogen in the tires. Detonation.
Yeah.
All right, well.
But if you're doing that and you correct your problem with fuel, you need to fix the problem, not compensate with fuel.
All right, well, we've got Ryan, we've got Rick, we've got George, we've got Richard, and we've got Scott, and we'll be right back to bang these out.
The all-new KTAR News app lets you stream KTAR News live from anywhere, puts you in touch with today's breaking news stories and traffic information, and gives you interviews with today's biggest newsmakers on demand in the palm of your hand. On demand. Download it now for Android or iPhone. The all-new KTAR News app is presented by Sanderson Ford.
Ouch! Being out of tune is no fun, and maybe even a little painful. Hi, this is Lee Weatherby, owner of Accurate Automotive in Mesa. At Accurate, we are a family-owned and operated one-stop automotive repair shop that specializes in building long-term relationships that are in tune with your needs, not ours. We've been recognized nationally as one of the top shops in the country, but for over 20 years, our priority has stayed focused on providing quality automotive service and repair at a fair price. I invite you to come in and see the difference an in-tune relationship can make for you and your car. With our free courtesy inspection, a $49 value, we feel it is well worth our investment in you because we believe good long-term relationships start early with your first walk through our doors. Accurate Automotive, home of friends serving friends, just off Broadway and Robson in Mesa since 1992. For more information, check us out online at AccurateAutomotiveAZ.com today.
Here's what Carrie from Tempe had to say about her experience with Good Works Auto Repair.
As soon as you realize, I need to get some work done on my car, I'm sure the thought occurs to you that you're about to get taken for a ride. I used to share the same sentiment and wondered if the shop was going to make something up and have me spending hundreds of dollars instead of $30 I was planning on for a simple oil change. This is one of the reasons I will only go to Good Works Auto Repair. Because I trust them. Putting trust in an auto shop didn't come easily. It's been built over several visits with them doing exactly what was needed, not coercing me into unnecessary work. Ask them for an oil change and a safety inspection, they do just that. No baloney list of filters, belts, and whatchamacallits that need replacing on my new car. Thank you, Good Works Auto Repair, for being there for me when I need you.
Appreciate the kind words. It's always a pleasure. Glenn Hayward here. Come experience what award-winning auto service should be. Good Works Auto Repair in Tempe, or visit us at goodworksautorepair.com.
Well, welcome back to Bumper Radio. I'm Dave Riccio, here along with Dave Riccio.
I'm Dave Riccio.
Yeah, he's Dave Riccio. I'm Riccio. Then I've got Matt Allen, and I've got Matt Alien across the table.
I'm Matt Allen.
Hey,
Anyhow, we've got Ryan, we've got George, we've got Richard, we've got Scott. But up for this segment, we're going to take Rick in Phoenix. He's got a 2005 Scion. How you doing, Rick? Welcome to Bumper Radio. What can we help you with?
Hi. Question. When you start up my car in the morning, like when it's cold, there's a blue light in the dash that comes on. You know, it's a cold light. It says it's cold. And you go it will not shift out of second gear until the blue light goes out. Is that, I'm assuming that's programmed from the factory that way, and do other vehicles have that?
You know, for me, because we do get this complaint for the transmission from time to time, Toyota's always been big on letting the engine rev up higher before it'll actually shift. So
they do. Well, in the blue, not many cars have the blue light. Again, you know, we've got
Sounds
a
special.
Blue light special. Yes.
Wow.
And it does indicate that it's not up to operating temperature yet. But if that blue light seems to stay on longer than it has in the past, I would suspect that you have a thermostat that's starting to wear out. I mean, again, we said it before, back to the oxygen sensor question. They want the car heated up as quick as possible. So same thing, on that first cold start, the longer they can rev the engine and maintain that second gear, that's going to get the oxygen sensor heated, get the catalytic converter fired off, get the engine warmed up. That's the entire strategy there.
For sure, and sometimes you'll see a bad temperature sensor. You know, might tip that off a little bit. So thanks for the call, Rick. Let's go with George in Phoenix, 03 Toyota Tacoma. We went from Nissan to Toyota. How can we help you, George?
Yes, there are several different makes and models of vehicles on the road, Dave. That's usually how it works. If you're opening up the phone lines to anyone that can call, odds are you might see a Toyota, a Nissan, maybe even a Chevy. I don't know.
You don't have an 04 F-150, do you? Because we're not talking.
Settle down. Settle down. Sorry, George. I apologize for the other Riccio.
No worries. I have issues when I brake. There's like a shaking, a vibration, and I'm not sure what it could be.
Do that vibration, say if you're cruising highway speeds, 45 or 50, slow down just to maybe take the off-ramp or just slow down a little bit.
You don't go 45 on the highway, do you?
Well, at some point you do in traffic around here. So is that an application of the brake from a higher speed?
Actually, it's like I've noticed it when it's right around like 45 and under.
When you're applying the brakes, or when you're just simply driving?
Just only when I'm applying the brakes.
Right. Okay. Well, what's happening is you've either got a warped front brake rotors, more likely, or you have material transfer from the pad and it binds to the brake rotor, and it's just a high spot or a hard spot on the disc, so it's going to translate into a shake of the front brakes or the steering wheel. So you just need to have the brake
common. I had a Tacoma in my shop this week for a brake pulsation. So, and that's pretty much common. Anyone listen, if you hit the brakes, it tends to be worse when you're getting off the freeway. Coming on that off ramp and you hit the brakes and brrr, kind of gives you that feel.
One more time.
Brrr.
Thank you.
Yeah. That's what I expect when people come in at the counter and they're describing their problem. You're going to have to make the noise for me.
and we film it.
Oh, man. We're going to catch this on recording so I can play it for the technician in the back. Would you mind?
Such a jerk.
Anyhow, let's go with Richard in Deer Valley. He's got an 04. He bought an F-250, and his has a 6-liter. It's not the 5.4 like you got.
All right. Okay.
How can we help you, Richard? You're on Bumper to Bumper Radio.
I got a question. What is the hardest part to diagnose on issues? Body, suspension, drivetrain, electrical, computer. What's the hardest problem you guys have in diagnostics?
The one you can't figure out? Mike Russell's truck.
Yeah, Mike's truck. That's
Mike
the
Russell's
hardest
truck.
one. Mike's
You're a
truck.
politician. That's a non-answer.
No, that's the truth, actually. I think it just goes in cycles. Vibrations and noises, believe it or not, are tough because they're so subjective.
It's like you get a car in and it only makes this weird clickety-clickety noise around right-hand turns, really. And it turns out to be the starter's broken, right? So when you make the right-hand turn, the starter, the little gear comes out and taps on the flywheel. That's such a weird problem. So I've seen noises kick our butt, I've seen vibrations kick our butt, and I've seen electrical kick our butt. They all are bad. And diagnostic is something people want to pay for, but it's really the hardest part of the job. Especially when you're working on Mike Russell's truck.
That's right. True story.
We talked about that a little bit before the show about diagnostic, and there was a conversation that happened here in the newsroom with somebody saying, they had a broken washer and dryer, and they said, the other people already ripped me off. They charged me $100 to come out and tell me it was not fixable. Wow. That's not a rip-off. I mean, and to Dave's point, a lot of people don't want to pay for diagnostics. But I got to tell you, nobody goes to work for free. Nobody in this,
and back to the guy
do, but let me rephrase
Why didn't I have been paying for this for 8 years? Yeah.
I joke with customers. They sometimes come in and say, "What do you do free diagnosis?" yeah, we'll work on your car for free, but while we're doing that, I'll get the broom and you can sweep the parking lot.
Yeah,
it doesn't work. I mean, that's the part you gotta want to pay for. Because I tell you, if it's free, they're making up for it somewhere else, most likely.
Right. You know, I had a gal the other day. She was talking about her car, and I was just listening in, and she goes, "It was one of those shops that charges for diagnostic. Those aren't good shops." And I interjected because I can't help myself. But
yeah,
anyhow,
I see your heart rate's up to 107. You all right?
Wow. Not the way he's looking at it.
Well, no, it's the way he was looking at you before the break, man. Getting his heart rate up there, buddy. I learned so much from you.
Let's go to Scott in Stevedale. Is that a town?
In Stevedale.
Stevedale. He's got a 2000 Toyota Sienna. See, it's Toyota. We went from Nissan. Now we're on to Toyota.
Once again, we'll talk about it off air.
Right. Okay. How can we help you, Scott? You're on Bumper to Bumper Radio.
All that time he had
Scott.
there.
Scott's
got the Toyota Sienna.
I'd have hung up on you, too.
Yeah,
I'd be real,
right?
I would have hung up on you. As a matter of fact, I did.
They don't have cell towers in Stevedale.
Steve from Scottsdale. He got that a little backwards. How about
Steve from Scottsdale?
How about a guy with a 2000 Sienna?
All right, we're going to Ryan in Queen Creek. He's got an 08 Chevy Suburban. How can we help you, Ryan?
Hey, thanks for taking my call. I have two questions, if it's okay. If not, that's fine. But
just one.
First question is, my Suburban started doing this about 8 months ago, and I haven't had it looked at yet, but it's doing something. I Googled it, and I think it's called hunting, where on my tachometer, when I'm at idle and in park and my air conditioning is on, my tachometer is bouncing up and down. It's revving and then going down, going down. Only about 500, but it's still bouncing. Just curious what could cause that.
Is the engine speed also moving, or is it just the tachometer moving?
It's only the tachometer. It's only when I'm at a stop, and it's only when I'm in park. If I'm at drive, the bouncing goes away. The hunting or whatever it's called goes away. It's only when I'm in park. And only when the air conditioning's on. When I get the air conditioning off, it goes away.
I think the engine's also going with the tachometer. I think that was your question.
Well, yeah. Is the engine steady and smooth? No, Dave, it's not. The engine maintains its RPM no matter what the tachometer is showing. Correct?
Well, I don't know. The tachometer, the RPMs, that's what's bouncing.
I understand that, but if it goes from 500 to 1500 and back down, is the engine also revving, or does the engine stay at 700 the whole time?
Oh, no, the engine's staying. Yeah,
Okay.
The engine's staying the same the whole time.
Well, based on the fact that you are that the engine's not moving at all, and it's affected by drive and by air conditioner, I'm thinking we've probably pretty good chance we've got a bad electrical connection somewhere. Those dashes go bad all the time. The instrument cluster, we constantly replace those, but I can't recall doing them for a bouncy tachometer, Dave.
You know, I can't say I've ever seen that actually happen. That's why I think the engine was actually probably moving with that. So
we'll need to find that out. But boy, what an April Fool's edition of
And he said hunting. We'll talk about that next.
That's right.
How about that?
Get outdoors. I'm going to pretend to be Mike Roussel on that show. It's a little more.
It's taking you minutes to come up with that one.
Seconds.
So join Mike Roussel on Get Outdoors. At you next.